Good afternoon and welcome to Tech Tuesday. Today we're going to be covering some MLS customizations that you can do in the system, and the ones that we're going to be looking at today are kind of targeted towards sending automatic emails out of the system and customizing the text that goes out in those emails, as well as creating an email signature and customizing the client portal that they see when looking at those listings. We will also go into, shortly at the end, we'll go into customizing Hotsheets on the front page of Matrix in Northstar. Okay, so to start out, I'm going to go up to my Matrix and just hover over it. And you'll notice in there that we have a section called My Information. So this is kind of the dashboard for all of your contact information within the system. So I'm just going to click on My Information. And you'll notice that under information, it's going to give just your basic contact details. If there's anything on this page that is not correct, please make sure that you're notifying VAR of any contact information changes that you have as well, because we'll change it on the back end of the system and then you won't have to keep changing it here. So this is just going to give your information. And you can override what's in the system. So with display name, if you want to override it and include your middle initial when it hasn't already, you can certainly do that. If you make any changes to this page, there's a save button down at the bottom that you just click on, and that'll save any changes that you made. Okay, there's a couple other tabs that we have in here. I'm just going to click through a couple of them. Header and footer is one of the biggest ones. So when you send an information sheet out of the system, whether it's by direct email or through an automatic email, this is how your information is going to show in the system. It'll either have a header and footer on it, or if you choose not to use the header and the footer, it will not display that information. And it will display just a couple tidbits of your contact information, and you can really customize which things you want to have on there. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to pick a template. I generally go with a basic template because I can customize the color and add my photo to the system through this. So I'm going to select the basic template. You'll also know that you'll have an option at the top of the screen to upload custom header or footer images. So you can click on that one if you already have a header and footer with your logo information on it. You can use that one. My next step is to click preview. And then it's going to show me a preview of what that information is going to look like. So I already have one created in the system that I've used previously. So I can use a custom photo or I can change the photo. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and change the photo, and I'm going to show you how to add a photo to the system. So the first thing you're going to do is click Use Custom Photo, and then we're going to click Change Photo. And you have room for 3 different photos to save within the system. So if it's one that you've previously used, you can just click through and grab that one. And if you want to replace the photo, all you're going to do is click Browse. And you're going to find a photo within your computer. I'm just going to go into my sample photos here, and I'll select a photo and then click Open. And it's going to replace my photo in the system. You'll notice that you can then go in and you can customize the size of the photo. And then once you're done, you can just click the Save button. Okay, so now my photo is appearing. You can use your agent photo, you can use your logo, you can use anything you want to in this little box here. You'll notice that 66 by 79 pixels is the optimal pixel size, and that will make it so that your information is not being distorted on the system or in the system. All right, so the next thing I can do to customize this is I can change the foreground color and the background color. So we do have some codes that are associated with each color. So if you have your logo for, sorry, your colors for your company, and you know the codes that go along with that, you can just type the code into the system. You'll notice that this is what white looks like here, and then we have another color down here. So if you just want to type in those codes, you can. You can also click on the photo of the color, and then you can use the outside to change the shade that you want to work with. And then you can use the inside to get different variations of that color. And then once you've finished, it's going to show the color in here, and you can click done, and then it'll preview it up at the top for you. Okay. Okay, so any changes that it makes are going to show up at the top here. All right, let me just get this to a lighter color here. Okay, so once you're done, all you have to do is press the save button. If you decide that you want to use a different style template, you can click the select a different package button. I'm just going to save that, and then you can see a preview of it right here. All right, the next tab over is the mobile header tab. So this is if someone visits the customer portal either through a direct email or through an automatic email using their mobile device. So it's going to have a spot where you can put your picture on there if you want to. That's going to be the same process as we used last time. So you use custom photo, and then you could click change photo here if you want to change it. And then we have a couple drop downs here. You'll notice we have a drop down for your display name right here. We also have first name, last name, and then down at the bottom we have first and last name showing up on the same line. So you can pick the one that you want to use, and then it'll display any changes you make over on the side here. And then you can pick for the second, third, and fourth drop downs as well. Once you've made all the changes, you can save right here, or you can reset it to default if you want to, so that resets it to the factory default. CMA cover sheet is very similar. We can just fill in the information here, and or the information fills from our contact information, excuse me, here, and then you can override any fields if you want it to display differently. So if you want this to display as, say, your home office address versus your company address, you can override it here. And then we also have the spot to change photo. Portal information, that's going to be similar to our mobile header. This is information that's showing up in the customer portal if you send a direct email or an automatic email. And we can, again, just click from the drop downs here. And I'll show you this a little bit later, but if they click on the I on the homepage of the customer portal, this information is going to display. Otherwise, it will be suppressed on the page. And our last one over is email signature. So a little while ago, they did change the editor for email signature, so you can do a couple extra things with it. I just pasted this in from my email program, so you can certainly do that, or you can create an email signature in here by just typing in the box. If you would like to bold things, there's a bold option right here. We can also go and create a custom font and a custom size, and then you can add color. We have background colors and text colors in here, and then we have an undo button up at the top. Just going to go back a couple steps here. If you want to link it to your website, like I have below to the email, you're going to highlight the text first and then click on the link button. From the drop down, we can link to a URL, anchor to certain text, or we can link to an email. So what I've done in here is I've linked it to my email, and I put in a custom subject line in here so I know where this email is being generated from, and then they can type their own email body in here. I didn't have anything typed in there. Once you finish that, you can click OK, and then I'll also show you if I highlight my web address and click on the link button. This time I picked URL. I put in the HTTP, it's not a secure site, and then typed in the URL here. And then you're also going to want to click over to the Target tab. And I always change it to the new window so the window that they're looking at doesn't disappear. But you can choose from these options down here. And then click OK once you're done. Just a couple other options in here. We have paste, paste from a text file or paste from Word that you can use in here. So you simply just click on that and then use the commands up at the top to paste the text in. You can add an image here through a URL. So you would have to find that image on the internet and then grab the URL for it. You can add tables, horizontal lines, and then here's for characters. If you need the realtor symbol, that's going to be under here. Okay, so that is our email signature. If you have any questions on that, feel free to contact me. Otherwise, you can just kind of play around with it and see what looks good in the system. You'll also note that there's a check spelling button down at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. I am going to show you one more thing in my matrix, and then we'll take a look and see how this all looks in the portal. So I'm going to go to My Matrix, and then all the way down to Portal Greeting. So we can create a greeting for those that look at their customer portals, and this is just a general greeting in the system. I can use a photo. Again, I can use my agent photo, or I can choose from the 3 photos I have saved in the system, or I can use a customized one. And so you can choose that right here. And then we can just write a message to them. So below are listings based on your search criteria that we discussed. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. Your contact information will already be on the page, so you don't have to include it in this message. And I just added, let me know if you would like to schedule a showing for any of these listings. So you can type whatever you want in there, but again, make sure it's general because it will be displaying on all the portals that you have for clients in the system. Once you finish this, again, there's a spell check here, and then we can go to save. And then really quickly, I'm just going to show you what this looks like in a customer portal. So I'm just going to go to my matrix and auto emails. And let me see, I'm going to create one really quick. It doesn't look like I have one saved in the system. So really quickly, I'm just going to go to my search and my criteria in and click results. Down at the bottom, I'm going to go to save a new auto email. I'm going to pick a contact. I'm going to write in a subject. And then we have a welcome email. You can edit this welcome email when you're sending it out. This is another customization that you can do. Otherwise, you can just leave it at the message that they've chosen. So this is for the first email. And you can also edit the salutation up here. And then we have recurring emails. And you can also type a customized email message in there. It's going to show your signature. You can edit your signature from this page. It's just going to take you back into the My Matrix option. And then we have settings that we can put in. Enable is a favorite search on the Home tab. Is kind of nice if you have a client that you're working very closely with. You can have that show up on your home page so that it's right there when you log into the system every day. Schedule, I'm going to schedule it as ASAP, so anytime a new listing or change comes into this auto email, I'm going to get a message. And then I also have daily or monthly if I want to add those. So I'll just click save. And then I'm going to go back to My Matrix and auto emails, and I'm actually going to preview this email by clicking the down arrow. And then I'm going to say open in portal. So I get to see what the client sees when they log in. So this is the header that we created up at the top. And then it's going to give the listings. I'm going to draw your attention to the welcome tab right here. If I click on this, that's where we'll see our portal message. And then our contact information. It doesn't let me suppress it here, but the client can suppress this from the page so that they're just seeing the header information instead of that in both places. Direct emails and reports. So if I've sent them a CMA or I sent them any other direct emails, they'll show up on this page, and then they can also link into their favorite listings, their possible listings, and their discarded listings from here. So that's what the customer portal looks like. All right, so we're going to kind of switch bases here for a bit, and I'm going to also show you how to create custom hot sheets in the system so that you can kind of keep track of different market activity that's happening. So on your home page, you're going to have a section that's called Hot Sheets. These are widgets, so they kind of move around the home page. So if you don't see it, look under the additional section, and you should be able to drag that section out of here. So I have a couple custom hot sheets set up in the system already, but if I want to change one of these customized hot sheets, or if I want to add another one, I can have up to 10 on the page. I can click the customize button down here. And this is set up a little bit like custom displays in the system. So if I want to edit criteria for one, I'm going to select it and say edit criteria. I can reset the criteria to the default. I can rename the hot sheet, or I can add a new one. So I'm going to first show you how to add a new one. So I'm just going to click add, and I'm going to create one for lot and land. So we have a hot sheet type as lot and land, and I'm going to call mine customize lot and land hot sheet, just so I know that this is one that I've customized. And I'm going to click save. Once I click save, I'm going to be given the option to edit criteria on this one. So I'm going to say edit criteria. Then I can go in and add my criteria. So I just want to see active, TNAS, and pending. Change type, new listings, price changes, and back on market. Date of activity, you don't want to fill this particular field in if you're running it from the widget on the home page like we are. So I'm just going to leave that blank. And I'm just going to pull up those listings within the Brainerd School District. And I'm just going to keep the rest of the information general just so I can see a little bit of everything. So once I click the save button, it's going to take me back to my hot sheet menu. And then I can just click the done button to come back to my home page. And all I have to do to run this search is to first pick the time period. So I want to see everything for the last 7 days. Custom, you can pick your own time period between today and 30 days prior. And then I have other options that I can do here. New only is only going to show me listings that I haven't looked at previously through the hot sheet, so that's a good one to use if you are continually looking at your hot sheet. That will just bring in the new listings, so you're not constantly looking at the same listings. And then I can click on my hot sheet. And for the criteria that I've added, there's no listings in there, so I can go back and switch my time period to 7 days, and then I have listings popping up into that search. So that's how you do customized hot sheets. All right, well, that is all for today. If you have any questions, please go ahead and type them in. Otherwise, this video will also be posted on the GWAR website under Tech Tuesday recordings. So you'll go to the members area first, and then go to for members, MLS training tools, and then Tech Tuesday, and you'll find the video there, and you can also find it on our YouTube page. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My email address is marissa@greaterlakesrealtors.com, or I can be contacted at 218-828-4567. Thank you and have a great day.